The cold air bit at Lena's cheeks as she hiked deeper into the dense wilderness. The map she had found in her grandmother's attic marked a forgotten trail deep within the Forest of Whispers, a place locals avoided after dark. Her grandmother had always warned her about the legends, dark stories of a creature that roamed the woods during winter, a beast born from greed and hunger, known as the Wendigo. Lena was skeptical, dismissing it as old superstition. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, twisted shadows through the trees, unease crept into her mind. She checked her phone. No signal. The forest seemed to close around her like a creeping shroud, the only sounds her own breathing and the crunching of snow beneath her boots. Suddenly, a chilling howl pierced the silence, raw and guttural, echoing through the woods with a primal fury. Lena froze, heart pounding. The legend flooded back, how the Wendigo was said to be a creature driven mad by insatiable hunger, a corpse-like being with glowing eyes that could pierce your soul. She told herself it was just her imagination, a trick of the wind. Yet, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every shadow seemed to shift just beyond her vision, and the snow around her footfalls softened, as if something moved just out of sight. Minutes turned into hours as she stumbled through the woods, trying to find her way back to the trail. Suddenly, she saw it. An enormous figure just ahead, hunched over and skeletal, its eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. Her breath hitched in her throat. The creature's face was gaunt, skin stretched tight over jagged bones, resembling a corpse reanimated by some dark force. It moved with an unnatural grace, claws scraping the snow as it shifted position. Lena's instincts screamed at her to run, but terror rooted her to the spot. The creature's eyes locked onto hers, and in that moment, she felt an ancient malevolence seeping through the forest, as if the Wendigo had been lying in wait for her all along. It took a step forward, the sound of its bones grinding echoing unnaturally. Lena backed away instinctively, her heart pounding so loudly she thought it might burst. She remembered her grandmother's words. The Wendigo is not just a beast, but a manifestation of human greed. It feeds on despair, hunger, and your darkest fears. Clenching her fists, Lena decided she couldn't run forever. She remembered an old legend: if you confronted the creature with courage, if you refused to show fear, you might escape its grasp. Drawing a deep breath, she steadied herself and spoke aloud, voice trembling. I know what you are. I don't have anything to give. Leave me alone. The creature paused, eyes glowing brighter, and for a moment, Lena thought it was going to attack. Then, it let out a gurgling, roar-like growl, and in a flash of movement, it mimicked her words, a twisted parody. Suddenly, the forest seemed to shift. The trees groaned as if alive, shadows twisting into grotesque shapes. Lena whipped around and saw forms emerging from the darkness, writhing, decayed figures with hollow eyes and elongated limbs. They looked like victims, caught in eternal hunger, their mouths agape in silent screams. The Wendigo's head snapped toward them, snarling, and Lena felt a surge of hope. Perhaps the beast was defending its horrific domain. Seizing the moment, she turned and ran, pushing past branches and stumble over roots, guided only by instinct and the distant howls of the creature. When she finally burst out of the woods at dawn, her clothes were torn, and her cheeks streaked with tears and grime. Her heart was hammering so fiercely she doubted it could beat much longer. She kept running until she reached the town, where the first signs of light resurrected her hope. She told her story to the sheriff, but the disbelief was written plainly on their faces. No one else had seen the creature, and the trail was overgrown, with no footprints to confirm her tale. Yet Lena knew what she had encountered, that ancient, hunger-driven monster lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. Years later, Lena moved away from her hometown, haunted by the memory. But sometimes, on cold winter nights, she would hear a distant cry carried on the wind, the same savage, primal howl that pierced her soul in the woods. And she knew, deep down, that the Wendigo was still out there, hungry, waiting, forever hungry for the next morsel that wandered into its domain. Even now, sometimes she catches herself staring into the dark woods from her window, wondering if it's just her imagination or if the beast still watches, waiting patiently for its next feast.